pounding, 100 metres to go from Acceleration, Typhoon Harmony, still pounding, a half in front and pounding one, pounding a long neck Acceleration. Invincible Caviar, 100 to go in front of Space Boy Dance to Dubai. My Yankee Girl's coming to Invincible Caviar, holding on, and Invincible Caviar or My Yankee. Heights, 8 weeks, anything else. Persad, a length and a quarter, Nobel Heights, and Persad does it all to win the JRA trophy. Persad won it from Nobel.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody, for Christmas Eve racing at the Valley. Pretty keen on a couple on this card. I think there's a few that I've had quite a few chances before that I'm going to give another few chances to, and a couple of speeds that should be winning. But let's get into the preview and find some winners for this magical race day. Race number 1 at the Valley is a Super Vovers 2-year-old handicap over the 1200 metres, and I am with Chill the Krug here for Bustin and Young and Daniel Moore, barrier 557 kilos. I'm pretty keen on this horse because it's jumped out pretty well. It's had 3 to get ready for its debut. Dan Moore on, I think he'll ride a positive race, so it'll probably no more back than probably 2 out from, well, settle about midfield from the leaders. And I think it'll be hard to beat from then. Amur second, D. Oliver and Cummings. We all know what that could lead to. The inside draw will help its chances. Cantalago was sent out favourite at Sandown and ran 4th and does have the race experience, which will hold it in good stead for this and does get Jamie Carr. And I've got Devil's Delight, the favourite for 4th. Has been good in its trials and jump outs leading in. Does have barrier on, which will help it at the Valley, but just want to see how it goes on race day first. But I'm with Chill the Krug, race 1, Moonee Valley. Race number 2 at the Valley is a benchmark 70 fillies and mares handicap over the 1500 metres, and I'm with Bubbly Laz for Kieran Marr and Matthew Cartwright, who is taking the weight off of 1.5 kilos, bringing the weight back down to 58.5. Drawn barrier 2 has had the run over the mile at the Valley and has had one, and that was its only run at the Valley, and placing second behind Bellini Miss. It was a favourite that night, but it was in at benchmark 7-11. I thought was a very good run considering first time at the Valley, and has had a couple of goes at the mile. So back to the 1500 metres will suit it well. Forbidden City for second. Luke Nolan, Peter Moody. The stable's flying at the moment. Loves being on top of the ground. Third up has a pretty good record. 2 starts for the third. Just a query at it at the Valley and at this distance. So I was happy to go with Bubbly Laz. Versilia has run well at the Valley before and will be running well again for Jamie Carr. And Ballynora loves the Valley and does get 3 kilos off with Sheridan Clark's claim and is a very, very good chance. But I'm with Bubbly Laz, Forbidden City. 25 the win, Bubbly Laz, 10 the win on Forbidden City. Race number 3 of the Valley is a benchmark 78 handicap over the 1,000 metres for the speedsters here. In a race it looks of 2, Inundation and Red Card, and I'm with Inundation here. Pretty keen on its chances. I'm going to be forgiving of its last run before a spell. End of prep, wet track, pulled him up. Better suited on top of the ground. First up, has a very good record. 2 starts for the 1 win and a second, and this is only its 3rd racing campaign. Jamie Carr on from barrier 5. The speedster will go forward. Give a kick, and I think it'll be too strong. 210, I think, is a good price, and still value in that price. Red Card for second has had the win at the Valley. Blake McDougall in the saddle for James Cummings and has the light weight of 54.5 in taking weight off Inundation. Unflinching is the one that has the form at the Valley. 2 from 2 at the track and distance, and 3 from 4 on top of the ground. So I think can run well and is definitely a place chance. That has the big weight first up, but is drawn the pole. And okay to pay, I thought was over the odds at $18, considering it's got 53.5 for Sheridan Clark, barrier 8. Race number 4 at the Valley is a benchmark 70 handicap over the 1,000 metres, and I'm very keen here on the Kieran Marr sprinter here in Dusse for Ethan Brown. It's got to carry the big weight of 60.5. The bottom weight only carries 54, so bit of a it's the main chances in the race compared to their weight. It's well weighted, and I think it'll be winning again here. Very gallant run from a wide barrier last start at Packham. That's the only thing that held up from barrier 12. Red Card did beat it last start, and that if that horse runs well in the previous race, it'll look good for this. But I really think it's the one to beat here. Barrier 9's perfect.
60.5. Query on the weight, but I still think that this filly will be too strong for this field. Pink Cashmere for second. The synthetic run was very good, winning comfortably, and does have the lightweight for TO. Philosopher, are they going to run him here, or are they going to run him on the Lord's Stakes meeting on Sunday? I don't know, but if he runs here, he's going to be a very good chance from barrier 4. Probably pings the lids very well. And Flying Ice, I thought was over the odds for Jamie Carroll, 54, but I'm with Dusse, race 4 at the Valley, 40 the win. Race number 5 at the Valley is a benchmark 84 over the 2,040 metres, the Cox Plate start, and I'm with Vegas Night. Found it very hard to split Vegas Night, and right you are. I'm going with Vegas Night. It's had the key market support early, had the runs at the Valley, and has the runs on the board to give this a bit of a shake. 57 kilos, drawn barrier 1, goes forward from that barrier, loves the Valley, loves this distance range, and does enjoy being on top of the ground. Only having won once on top of the ground, though, but I still think he can take the prize here. From right you are for second, does carry the big weight here, but last up, it was a very impressive run. But my query is, he's going to be back in the field and having to chase Vegas Night. I think Vegas Night will have the map advantage over him. The Nephew for second, another one that'll be running on well from the back at 550 for Bo Mertens and Paddy Payne, 55 kilos. Well weighted in this field, and Wyclif for fourth for Jamie Carr and Danny O'Brien. But Vegas Night for mine, race 5 at the Valley, 25 the win. And for race number 6 at the Valley, we stay at the 2,040 metres, but back to 64 grade here. And I'm with Pitch and On here for Danny O'Brien. Jamie Carr has been running second its last 3 starts, and be honest, finding it hard to win. But the last 2 of them have been at the Valley of the 2,040 metres, and I think from its last start run, staying at the same grade here, in a benchmark 64. I think it's very well in here. Jamie Carr aboard, I think it should be winning. And for mine, it's win or bust. Last chance for Pitch and On for mine. Motor Mariz, who beat it last start for second, but does go up and wait for Ollie. Now carrying the 61.5 and draws wide, so you don't want to be out in no man's land, and I think that's where he'll be. Ashy Boy will keep coming to the line under Declan Bates, though does have the big weight and he is drawn slightly wide. And Brazada, I thought, was over the odds and has been supported 34 into 26, so pretty keen on it to see how it goes, but he's drawn 12 and does have 60 kilos. But Pitch and On for mine, race 6 at the Valley, 15 the win. Hopefully Jamie Carr can get him home. Race number 7 at the Valley is a benchmark 70 handicap over the 1,600 metres, and I am with Riverplate, my best of the day here at the Valley. Daniel Moore for the Buston team, 59.5 kilos, 2 from 2 since being gelded, and I think he can make it 3 from 3. And I think they'll go for from that barrier. Key market support already, and I'm very keen on its chances, and I think it'll be winning here. Rhinoceros for second. Jamie Carr in this, and it was absolutely outstanding last Friday night at the Valley behind Regal Asman in the photo finish. Regal Asman just got the bob down, but massive jockey booking upgrade to Jamie Carr from Blake Shin. So I think that'll be improving that horse's chances. Netanyahu was good behind Tasman Park, and he was behind another smart one in Seta Katovitz. It's prior second, and it won first up, so I think it's a good chance again here from barrier 7 for Geordie Childs. And Confrontational, $23 seems over the odds for me for a last start Valley winner, but I think Riverplate, my best of the day, should be winning. Race number 8 at the Valley is a benchmark 78 handicap over the 2,500 metres, and I'm with Kieran Maher and David Eustace here in that staying feature. They had a good horse win last weekend in person, and I'm not saying Wahine Toe is up to that level, but I think he'll be winning here from barrier 1. Can go for it and is just such a grinding stay at 2,500 metres, suits it down to the ground, was very good last start at the Valley, running over the 2,040 metres, running second to Uniquely. Up in trip, suits the horse down to the ground. Third up, 3 starts third up for a second and a third. I think he can make it a win here with the claim for Matthew Cartwright. I'm pretty keen on his chances. Kai Tuku for second will be leading this field, or should be leading the field from that barrier, and was very strong last start and holding on for third at Sandown, and does get the blinkers off for the first time. The stable putting the visors on, so I think it's a good chance. Sulena White probably goes to Adelaide. I hope it does. It's going to be a very good chance down there, as well as Darla Max. And Angel, I thought, was over the odds at $12 for Ollie. But Wahine Toe for mine, race 8 at the Valley, 25 to win. Race number 9 of the Valley, didn't get it. It's a benchmark 70 over the 1,200 metres, and I'm with the class of this field, if you can call it that, and that's Versilia, clearly the best runner in this field. Matty Cartwright takes a claim here, bringing the weight down to 57.5 kilos. Pretty keen on this horse's chances, actually. It goes very well second up and at the Valley. Has had 3 goes second up for 2 seconds and a third. Very good on top of the ground. 2 starts at the Valley for the 1 win, and a sense of timing for this horse. Just a query at the 1200, having the 7 starts for the 1 win and the third. But I think the class will be proving too good here for Bellciel. 650 is a good price. Sham I Am for second. Has a very good record first up and has the pole draw. Loves the Valley and loves this distance range and does love the dry track. So keen to see how he goes. Blood Oath and Magnum Bullet. You can probably switch around third and fourth in that order, but. Yeah, just filling the numbers for mine. But Bellciel on top at the Valley. Race number 9, 25 to win in the Get Out. Thank you for watching my preview for the Christmas Eve race day. Can't wait to watch these races and see how many winners I get. I got 3 last week, and I'm confident I can get a few more here. And I'll be back for the Boxing Day racing at Sandown, and I can't wait for that meeting there for the Lord's Stakes. Run at Sandown this year instead of Corford. But see you then, and I hope I back some winners.